Hello ladies and gentlemen, Tevaron here and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, where we are ready to commence the fourth class trial. Before we enter, we need to look at our skills. We have 8 points to spend. The question is, what are we going to get? After looking through all of what is available to us, I have settled on getting Neural Liberation. Our focus gauge will decrease at a slower rate during concentration and fever time. Sounds good to me? Yes, please. And now I think we're ready to proceed. Let's do this. The elevator shook violently as it descended at an ever-increasing speed.
Hey.
When we're in a normal elevator that shakes this bad, it reminds me how efficient that elevator in the funhouse was.
Well, yeah.
That's probably true. The elevator continued to shake and descended deeper and deeper. And suddenly, it stopped, like it always does. Biggest question is, how did Monokuma Rock rise up inside the funhouse? They're on completely separate islands normally.
Well now,
I understand your desire to applaud this wonderfully vulgar trial ground.
Yahoo!
But it's so exhausting to discuss useless things, so let's just get on with it already.
So sad. My chest hurts. Forcing everyone to do this is so sad.
Hey, come on now.
Don't go talking without permission after I've said my catchphrase.
Now I'm really angry.
Otherwise, I'll roll a dice, and based on the result, I'll give you a sex change operation that many times.
Hey,
What an extreme punishment.
now then.
Let's get on with it once again. Let's get a move on, boys and girls.
And so, it begins. I hope this would never happen again, and now it's happening for the fourth time. The curtain to the fourth class trial was about to open. Nekomaru Nidai, the ultimate team manager. He was more passionate, more daring, more honest than anyone I'd ever met. Truly, he was more man than any of us. He sacrificed his body to protect Akane, and his appearance changed drastically because of that. But he still tried to live earnestly. And just when I finally got used to his new form, Nekomaru's killer is one of us. Killing someone because it's the only way to survive is no excuse. I won't let this be excused. I won't forgive this. The person who betrayed Nekomaru, who betrayed their friends, I will never, ever forgive them. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun. Right? Just need to equip our new skill. And we are set.
Now open. Let's begin with a sip during the class trial.
We've
If you
heard
vote
this a
correctly,
million
then
times
only
at
the
this point.
blackened I'll punish everyone. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go.
Yeah, you know what? In the name of fairness, you really should get everybody some more food before we start this.
Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I actually didn't think of that. Maybe you are.
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is.
Well, I certainly won't be holding my breath, Akane.
I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Uh-huh.
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident?
Thank you. Good idea, Fuyahiko. Get us back on track.
We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m.
Well, yeah, that's not actually the case, but we'll get to that eventually, I suppose.
I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning?
You act like that's strange. We had to go to Monokuma Taichi. You know this.
Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Oh, Kazuichi.
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
You tell him, Sonia.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
Probably so.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously.
Obviously.
As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer.
Yes, let's.
Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
I agree.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
All right, just because you came to the right conclusion doesn't mean that you got there in a good way.
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
This is not helping, Akane.
You're the cruelest one here!
Now. Enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
Yes, it does.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Why are you insulting Sonia? I thought you had a thing for her.
Huh? Well, the weapon is obvious, right?
Are you claiming that the pillar is the weapon? I actually think the doorknob is the weapon. If there could even be a weapon in this, it doesn't fit traditional definitions.
Huh? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You could totally tell just by looking.
The hammer? It's definitely not. I mean, it was used, but it wasn't what killed him. You can tell what happened. You can tell what the weapon is just by looking? It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... Yeah, I mean, it has to be Why have I not got
I guess
control?
we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
There we go. It's finally letting me change.
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
I don't think
If
so.
it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
Okay, now that's wrong. I was too busy trying to look at the bullets to pay attention to the beginning of it. The hammer in the tower was the weapon. Like you said, it looks like that's the case, but
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
I'm not quite sure.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused here as to what we're trying to refute. We know it's not the hammer. The hammer was used to break open the plate that was over his sleep button. But I'm not really sure what we're supposed to be refuting or if we're supposed to be agreeing with that it was a surprise. Well, it certainly was a surprise that let him get to the sleep button. So am I supposed to use the hammer and agree with that? I do wish I could look at the truth bullets here during this scene.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
I think maybe oil on the
If it was
floor
unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
would show that it was
That's
clean.
right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
Well, I mean, I guess we're going to have to try something or we're just going to sit here and run out of time, so
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
I'm going to
pillar,
try
huh?
new looking hammer on surprise.
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating.
Okay, so no, that's not it. All right. No, he didn't use the hammer to beat him up. So do we show the... Then is it the pillar fragments?
Damn it!
Yeah, I expected that.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Okay, that's not it either. I'm really confused about this. I mean, I know what has happened here, but I don't know what the game wants me to do.
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
Maybe...
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Okay, that's not it either. just losing health here.
Damn it!
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
I mean, normally in a situation like this, I would assume that I need to copy a statement and shoot something else, but this is just not giving me that vibe. I'm really sorry, guys, for wasting your time here. Something's not clicking inside my mind. Huh.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
I mean, I guess
That
it's
pillar,
just
huh?
saying the hammer looks
No,
new.
the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
No, that's wrong!
That just wasn't very clear because those two things were way too close together to seem
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
like it was refuting it.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right?
Right, which is why the oil would have been a better thing to refute with than the hammer.
If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
With what and how, that's kind of difficult without leaving some sort of residue.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why leave it there to begin with? Wouldn't you need to also hide the hammer?
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
Yep.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
What?
Baby gangster? Me?
That was weird.
Just so y'all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Sure.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Doesn't it, though?
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
I have a problem with the word weapon in this case.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
So we're going to say it's the pillar? The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it, then it just has to be the broken pillar.
I see.
The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar.
That's true, but it wasn't actually a blow from the pillar.
Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Right? Yep,
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy.
it's made of stone.
But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
You're just assuming. There's no proof that Nekomaru could actually have lifted the pillar, though he is the most likely if there is one of us who could.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
Or drop it on his own head.
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
I don't think so. The game has tried to hint at that already with Nagito talking about Sakura, but I don't think that he did.
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Yep.
Well, I guess you're right.
Akane, I understand you had a close relationship with Nekomaru, even if it was only on your side. I don't know if he felt the same way about you, but if you want justice to be done, the best thing you can do is just sit back and keep your mouth shut. Sorry if that comes across as rude, but you're not helping.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word, suicide. Mm-hmm. No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
Again, I don't think it's a weapon in this case. I mean, if we are forced into saying that one thing is the weapon, then it's either the wire or the doorknob.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Sure, but even if he's attached to the door handle like we think, there's no guarantee he would fall straight down onto the pillar, because the pillar, both of them are to either side of the door. They're not directly underneath the doorknob.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
For reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all.
Oh, shut up about your gut, Akane. Nobody cares.
All right. It's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Why did you say your own name? So almost certainly the oil or the broken doorknob?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
Or not the oil, but the
pillar was
wire
not
or the broken
lifted,
doorknob?
Beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
No.
They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
I don't know about that.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
I don't know why. The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over that pillar. Is that really it? No.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
This is it. This is what it is this time.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over. Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl!
All right.
I'm getting hella excited!
I think we have to shoot tipping it
There's
over.
no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was beating him with it is...
What about tipping the pillar over?
There we go.
No, that's wrong!
Easier time of hitting that one.
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
But they were under the body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Yep, that's true.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
It was, but the way you say that, I have a really hard time being upset with you about it. You're just so adorable.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already!
But it's relevant.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
And you're positively correct about that. It's just he was dropped onto it or he fell onto it.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
No, we can't.
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Guess everyone's about to get schooled by Nagito.
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual.
Something really has changed about Nagito. I don't know if something snapped inside him or if he actually has gotten his memories back, but there is something very different about him now.
You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
He said you make him laugh.
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you?
I would like to know the same thing.
How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
Yeah, there is that too. He's a lot less crazy.
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Only if it's willful.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough.
You also need the wire and the doorknob.
But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
The wire is the ultimate weapon?
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
I mean, he's claimed that he does. Whether he actually does or not, I don't know if I believe.
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
Really?
We've seen it?
The funhouse itself. That's what it is, isn't it? It's the funhouse itself that's the ultimate weapon. Knowledge of how everything works, that they're stacked on top of each other.
That's right. You've seen it clearly.
Through the window.
Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon.
I don't know what you're trying to pull here, Gundam, but I don't think it's going to save you.
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
I feel really bad for Sonya. I wonder how she's going to react when Gundam is revealed as the killer.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
I know why. You poor obsessed puppy dog.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Fuck you.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse.
Right in one. Excellent. Well done.
Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower.
But it's the same tower, and the houses are stacked on top of each other, not directly across from each other as this diagram shows.
But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower.
And the tower is not central.
It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Close, but sorry, no.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Keep it in your pants.
Faux show. I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
She gets me every time. The two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. It's the doorknob, right?
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Yes, that's true.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
Not quite.
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors.
Well, that's light.
And the designs on the floor are also different.
Again, light.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
Okay, I didn't actually see something I needed to shoot there. This whole time we've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagito would mention it here.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Not... Okay, that's not it. Sorry.
Damn it!
Yeah.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
I need to look. The strange feeling in the tower. What was that truth bullet? Regardless of whether you enter the tower from Grape Hall or Strawberry Hall, the placement of Nekomaru's body, the tipped-over pillar, the oil stains, even the disassembled parts Kazuichi arranged look exactly the same. I guess this is it? But that doesn't contradict it? Exactly? I don't think
In truth,
anyway.
Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Okay, I guess it is.
That's wrong.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Kind of. I mean, the floor is moving up and down. At least that's what I think. It's sort of an elevator. So it is the same place, except one is larger than the other because when the elevator goes up from Grape House to Strawberry House, you lose all of the bottom.
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
What?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something.
No, it's not the floor that rotates 180 degrees, it's the elevator.
If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
No.
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
bow down.
Okay. Time to
Then
slashy
how about
slashy.
this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it.
That would kind of violate the sanctity of the trial.
While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
And the oil?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
That is a horrible, horrible quote, Sonia. It has to be oil on the floor, right?
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Oops. What did I hit? Sorry.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma
Darn
is
it.
surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic robo-bit, the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words.
Including the oil?
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Huh?
When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
Yeah.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
No, they are.
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
They're a massive elevator.
No idea, huh?
The mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse. But we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues. As much as that pains us, it's time for Nagito to take the stage.
Hey, Nagito.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up.
Don't act like you don't like this. You love it, you ham.
Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Please do.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly.
You need us to do this class trial properly? Who the fuck do you think you are? Huh? You have certainly gotten absolutely full of yourself.
It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Uh-huh. Yeah, determine what he thinks is the true hope. Is he talking about the traitor? Maybe? I don't get that impression, but maybe? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
Well, he is one of only two that we know of to complete the final dead room, so...
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
The Russian roulette on next to the highest difficulty. He performed the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could he be talking about the life-threatening game?
I see.
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself.
All by its lonesome.
From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you.
Can you show us? Do you have a picture? Or can you draw the diagram?
At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
You took a picture?
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
See? This is it.
As he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again.
Okay. I don't know if this exactly proves, at least it proves they're not across from each other. Otherwise, we could see the other house across on the other side of the tower there.
I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
I mean, just two. The tower's a lot taller than everyone thought it was, and you can't see the other house across the way there. Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
You can call it whatever you want to call it. I don't really care at this point. I'm just tired of this being drawn out. What doesn't make sense in this picture? There's no house over here.
Here! If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's because Grape House is below.
I see. And is that it?
Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo, which means there are other contradictions contained in it. What doesn't make sense in this picture? I'm not exactly sure. Okay. And nope, can't tab. The tower being taller? It's the tower, right? There's only one tower in the picture. That's what we've been thinking all along. Which means it's not unnatural at all, don't you agree? Yeah.
Crap!
Well, so we've got the building, the forest, and over here again? Oh, time's up. Hajime, isn't it a bit early for you to fall asleep? The trial's not over yet.
Crap!
Everyone's staring. Looks like I just made a fool of myself in front of everyone. What doesn't make sense in this picture? Well, I guess we're going to be losing some health, so let's just start. The sky? I answered this earlier. Grape House doesn't exist behind the tower. The forest?
Here! You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Okay, so we're up in the air. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, just kind of a brain fart there.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then, this is definitely strange.
We're up in the air.
This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
Right.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
Please stop trying to confuse the issue.
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
That you were able to traverse between the two areas freely? Is he talking about that one time? Why, hello there, Hajime. Yep, that's it.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
From the final dead room.
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma Archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
It means what we've been saying for a while now. Was that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the funhouse's structure? The reason Nagito appeared on the third floor. Using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. Let's surf through the mind. Ooh, no ramps this time. Ah! Well, that was bad. I lost control. My keyboard is not working correctly. Some of the keys are not functioning during the trial this time. Like switching the bullets and things. Oh. Well, that was bad too. There we go. Slow down. Does Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? Yes. They are. One is not an illusion conjured by the Eye of Chaos or whatever bullshit Gundam spouted. Ooh. Tricksy pillars. Oh, wow. Ah. Jump. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings? They're the same building. turbo speed. Right into a pillar, probably. Come on, give me a question. How are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other? They are vertical. One on top of the other. Strawberry House on top, Grape House on the bottom. Well, we had some hiccups, but we got there in the end.
It's all coming together. I got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
The correct one.
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Yeah, this is where your whole deception starts to fall apart, Gundam.
Then the two houses aren't two different three-story buildings.
Nope, they're the same 6-story building. Or in the case of the tower, it's quite a bit taller so that you can't see the top of it.
They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
Where Strawberry House is located, it is above Grape House.
I see! On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
Oh, snap indeed.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
Don't see how that matters?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
I mean, you may have fully believed that. I had my doubts from very early on.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd!
Is that the name of your new prank channel?
Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
Maybe a house of horrors.
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yes.
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Because it's also a massive elevator.
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
I hope you've come up with the correct answer. Not got a lot of confidence, though.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
I'll definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
Above the crowd, even if you gotta shout out loud, till yours is the only face she'll see. Probably the broken doorknob.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
Okay, no, you're the dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
Okay, so this is more annoying than I thought it would be. A dummy of Nekomaru's body existed? Does that mean the killer prepared it in advance? But is something like that even possible?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers.
What's Monokuma file number 4? What does it exactly say? Okay, that doesn't seem to be the case. I didn't see anything in there that...
Was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Yeah, it's the broken doorknob. That's what it is.
It should be possible to...
You're magnificent! No fair! So which one? Shut up! Just pick one of them!
Yeah, gotta shoot when he says it's a dummy, I think.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
Okay.
Damn it! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy!
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
Maybe it's the strange feeling instead of the doorknob?
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body? Shut up! Just pick one of them!
I mean, the doorknob also proves...
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the was actually a dummy!
There we go,
No,
cool.
that's wrong! Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Huh? Me?
Yeah, because you laid out all the parts and they were exactly the same.
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said... Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Yes, it would.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke. You are joking, right?
I don't think she is. I just don't think she's that into you, dude.
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer.
That's correct.
If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall.
That's debatable, but...
It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
Well, sorry.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
Sort of.
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
A device that you got into to go from Grape House to Strawberry House? I feel like I've seen that before. Alright, let's do this. Are we logic diving again, or are we hangman's gambiting? Alright. E. Almost feels like the game's taking it a bit easy on me this time. I take it back. All right.
I got it!
Possibly the best Hangman's Gambit I've had.
You must be talking about an elevator.
That is definitely a thing that moves things between floors.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
The whole tower's an elevator.
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
Yep, too long to be explained by just needing to close the door on the other side.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower?
That is an okay question, Sonia. But the answer will need to wait until the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, let me know in the comments and by leaving a like below, and of course subscribe if you'd like to see more in the future. I have been Tevaron, and until next time, friends, be excellent to each other.